Welcome, everybody, to Community Chronicles, a DDPY community video interview series. This is Season 2, Episode 5, parenthetical, Episode 21. And I feel honored tonight. Our guest, Mr. Dad versus Tacos himself, the founder of Our Health 360, all around one of just the most supportive and genuine dudes in the DDPY community, Philly's favorite son, Mr. Bruce Nelson. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. I figured when you asked me to do this, it was like going to be your last episode because once this one airs, this show's dead, man. Like, forget it.
Right. Well, it'll go one of two ways. It'll either be so great that we can't top it, or it'll be such a fart in church that there will be no demand.
That's right.
So let's try to go for option number one.
Okay. All right. We'll shoot high. William High, right?
Right. We gotta keep making these. We're shooting for like 22 viewers on YouTube, Bruce. We gotta keep shooting for the stars here.
And put my game pace on. We're good. Yeah.
But honestly, if you guys don't know Bruce, I don't know why. You must not be all that active in the community, but Bruce actually came at the recommendation of multiple people. And normally we're trying to feature people who are maybe a little newer to the community, maybe aren't as out there. But every once in a while, it's good to get a headliner in here. Good to get in an active vet, a guy who's been around for a few years and is still engaged in the community. And Bruce fits that definition better than anybody. So, Bruce, why don't you give us a quick rundown of how you found the DDPY program and what that program has done for you since?
Yeah, wow. It's been a crazy ride, man. So I'm going to say, it was probably the end, mid to end of 2016 that, I don't know, I want to say, the old cliche where I just woke up one day and realized that I had to make a change, but that's kind of what happened, I was topping close to 310 pounds at the time. Really just having a lot of medical problems, gastrointestinal, physical. I couldn't really move very well. I had two young kids, I'm trying to keep up with, and they were just kicking my ass, So I started talking to people like, how do I get more flexible? How can I be more mobile? Everybody kept telling me, you ever heard of yoga? Dude, okay, first of all, look at me, 300 and some pound dude, you must be kidding. First thing that runs through my mind is, you got all these little bendy, super flexible, whatever. I'm like, yoga's not the answer. But of course, our phones are always listening, So one night I'm just laying in bed, flipping through Facebook, and I see that Arthur video, right, pops up in front of me. And I'm just watching it. And just like most people that have watched that video, we're in absolute amazement at what, that video just depicts the transformation. So I'm like, whatever, what's the worst that can happen? I buy these DVDs and they collect dust like every other program.
Put it right next to the P90X, dude. Who cares?
Right? I can use some more coasters, so they were DVDs and they would look nice. So I ordered them and did the typical, I'll start at the beginning of the year type thing, So January 2017, I popped that first DVD in, and I remember just kicking my ass. I couldn't believe, I started out with the beginner program, energy, did the breathe, did the typical stuff, followed the guide. I was like to the letter, I pulled out the paper guide and I did it. Day one, I did exactly what it said. Day two, I did exactly whatever it was, so followed it to the letter. And to my amazement, I was seeing results pretty quick, losing. And the funny thing is, as heavy as I was, and as much as I would like to have lost weight, that really wasn't my intention, because I never thought it would be possible. I was really just trying to get more mobile and flexible. And the weight was just a side effect, of moving my body again. Just, getting that blood flow moving, and lost I lost 80 pounds in about 18 months. Was like that's like, you want to call it the advertisement, right? But I mean, 40 pounds, 50 pounds was coming off. And I was like, this is crazy. I was losing like 10 pounds a week, like, and I didn't even feel like I was trying hard. That was the crazy thing. But so I just kept going. And then after, it was the first year I decided that, I'd gone through all the DVDs. And actually, I switched to the app pretty quick too. I forgot to mention that, right? I started with the DVDs, and as I got acquainted with the Facebook community a little bit, I was diving into that, and everybody could talk about the app. So I was like, okay, let's get this app. I was just, again, same thing though. I never deviated from the program. Like, I followed the program to the letter. It populated, and I did exactly what it said. And it's great success, and then the next logical thing was, how do I learn more about this? So I was like, talking about being an instructor. And so I enrolled in that. And it was, like I said, and my intention was never to be an instructor, like actually teach people other than myself, right? I wanted to be my own instructor, to learn more about how to gain the most out of the program. So yeah, now, we're at this point, we're midway through. Actually, we're probably a few months into 2018 at that point. And I decide to DM DDP on Twitter. It's the only way I knew how to get a hold of him.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it up. I'm like, he's never going to read this. I sent him like this long tweet. Dude, thank you so much. It's just changed my life, blah, 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 blah. 10 minutes after I sent this message, all I get back is, send me your phone number.
Wow.
10 minutes after that, I was on the phone with him. And I was just telling him my story, and how I just enrolled in the instructor program and all this stuff. So this, like I said, this was about maybe the end of February. Maybe I had to look it up. It's right around that time, but that's right around the time when the summits used to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you're familiar with that, right? So anyway, I get off the phone with him. An hour after I got off the phone with him, Garrett IMs me on Facebook, and he's like, I just got off the phone with Dallas. We want to invite you to the summit.
Nice.
This is all happening. Like, I'm like, what is going on here? This is crazy, So I don't know if I'm going too fast with this story, but that's how I got started, right? It was just a whirlwind. Really just having a lot of success out the gate, following the program, like I said, not trying to reinvent the wheel. I just did exactly what it said to do. I refined my diet. I didn't go crazy with my diet. I didn't do the phase 3 meal plan. I just watched my intake, tried to minimize my refined sugar, all that stuff, basic stuff. And I got, the most I ever was down was about 100, a little over 100 pounds. I've gained a little bit back since then, but I still feel really great, overall. Definitely, I think even though I'm a little heavier, I'm better shape now than I was.
Yeah. It's that's the thing, is you can only lose so much weight, right? There's an end point to that. So ultimately, you have to be focused on just straight feeling better, and let that be your goal. And I think, I applaud 100 pounds down is amazing. And then it sounded like, so what's coming to my mind now, because you had kind of comparatively like a whirlwind that first year or so of doing the program. What would you say to those people who hit that point where, well, the really exciting stuff is kind of over, right? And now we need to settle in.
That's the thing, right? I'm 5 years in now, and I'm still going.
Right.
It's not even a question anymore. It's just my life now.
Yeah, and it's not So what would you say to those people who can't find the drive to keep going after the first, say, year? We see a lot of people drop out after 6 months or so.
Yeah. I mean, the standard stuff, right? You always got to remember what that first day, like what, I mean, for me, it was, I wanted to be able to have that life with my children, right? So being able to be not only longevity, but being able to hang with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now they can't even hang with me, right?
That's right. You know. That's right.
No, it's funny, but remembering what, because that's when you were the most vulnerable. When you made that decision, when you finally made that decision to take that step, is when, I don't want to call it rock bottom, but you got to the point where it was either I'm going to keep going down or I'm going to start working my way back up. And that's what you got to have to remember. Like, what was the motivation? What caused you to make that step? And then, I always tell people, you're going to have days when you just got to kind of go through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not going to wake up every day and go like, yeah, come on, let's go, sweat and I want to eat salads all day, whatever, whatever you're doing, right? You kind of have to just, it's so cliche, but it's so true. Like that step by step, one day at a time, right? Just trying to be, I always say this a lot, try to be a little bit better every day. And whatever that better looks like, it's going to change every day. It's going to change sometimes hour to hour. You just got to kind of keep that in perspective, that you're not always going to be up here.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely going to be a lot of this. You just got to kind of keep working your way back up, man. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a cycle.
Yeah, those days happen to me. I had one of those days this week. I'm in the middle of doing.
Everybody does, and if they tell you this, they're lying, man.
Right. You can't be up all the time.
There's no way.
You run out of up. So
yeah,
that's awesome. So I'm kind of at that point where I'm trying to just remind myself of where I came from. I don't really need to lose more weight, in my opinion. I don't.
Well, that's just it, right? Your goals are going to change, and that's the other thing. Your goals are going to change as your journey continues. That path to success is not linear, right? You're all over the place, and as you grow, as you change, you see different things. You keep seeing a little bit further, right? As you climb that staircase, and your goals are going to change. Things you want to accomplish are going to change. And if you're Ryan Hofs, right? He got to this point where he's like, I don't even know what to do anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had hit everything he wanted to do, and it was actually, he got to the point where he sounded like he was going to just stop.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I can still do this, right? I can now look at him, and he's taking ice baths and
the Iceman. Yeah. I don't know that that's quite my jam, but much respect to Ryan for finding something else.
But that's just it. That's the things you kind of have to do, right? You have to figure out what's going to drive you, what excites you, right? Because if you're not having fun in any of this, you got to find a way to have fun with it, And that's one of the things I love about teaching classes. I don't do it because like I said, I never wanted to be an instructor necessarily. I love doing it. I love trying to help people, and that's why I started my Facebook group, right? That's why I started Dad versus Tacos. It's not about me getting my name out there or notoriety or any of that. It's about trying to help other people, right? Because that was one of the things, like that Facebook group, our DDP Yoga Facebook group, got me through a lot of hard times, man.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that, unbeknownst to them, kept me going. And there was a lot of people that, I became really good friends with that kept me going too. So I just want to give back. And that was, that's always what I wanted to do.
Have you gotten rich yet doing this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can't tell. Look at
the splendor.
This
right.
This is like Paramount Studios back here, right?
I just can't believe how quickly the money comes rolling in once you start trying to monetize your DDPY practice. It's amazing.
Unbelievable. It really is. Yeah.
But I know that I can speak to that. One thing that sticks out to me about you, Bruce, is almost every day you're putting something out there for everybody. Just a little bit of whatever it is, keep going, a tip, an inspirational quote, whatever it may be. And I appreciate that. Just a constant presence of positivity, knowing full well, Bruce can't be all just happy and, oh yeah, I got this all the time. Right. But it helps you too, to put it out there.
Well, that's the thing, right? A lot of times those posts are for as much me as they are for other people. Right. That's like, I'm trying to verbalize the struggle that maybe I'm going through that day. Right. You know, it was tough trying to push through. Like right now I'm training for a half marathon, and I'm going to try to do, like, I've never, ever thought that, you know, in March, and it's been one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Like, cause you have to commit to it, like really to training, running longer distances than I've ever run before, multiple times a week. And that mindset, you gotta have to, that just don't quit, just keep going a little bit harder. I'm not saying to push yourself to injury, but there's a difference, right?
Right.
Finding that edge and riding right on that edge, to try to push through. And that's where that growth happens.
Right.
When you're really challenging yourself, just to be, you got to find that edge, So
we'll see the dichotomy here, because I signed up for Smitty's run, and that would be my first half marathon. Yeah. And my strategy is the exact opposite. I am going to run 0 miles prior to this 5K and just go in completely raw and torture myself. Now I'll stretch and I'll breathe and I'll make sure I don't hurt myself. Yeah. But I hate running. I will only run away from things or for a good cause. Those are my 2 rules.
Well, it is a great cause. And I mean, I don't want to overlook or just slide past that, because it is coming up. It's a fantastic thing. I mean, what Travis has been doing with that, to support not only his friend, but a great cause. Mm-hmm. I'm honored to be a part of it, to be honest with you, because I just not only want to support Travis as a person, right, but there's so many people out there that can really benefit from it. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's in May, so it's going to be after my the half marathon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a great thing. And if you're out there and you want to check it out, smittysrun.com, definitely take a look at it. And I'm actually going to be sponsoring someone to enroll in it. Maybe they can't afford to pay the entry fee. Right. So it's one of the things I'm looking forward to doing. I'm going to be working with Travis. He's going to pick somebody, but definitely check it out. Yeah. So Smitty's Run.
And there's options if you're like me and you hate running. I'm running out of spite of running. There's also the option to do a DDPY workout 5K. I believe last year it was 5 hours straight.
Yeah, I was one of the instructors, so I had the honor of doing that. It was a lot of fun.
And we're doing the same thing again this year.
Yeah, I haven't committed to it yet, only because I'm unsure about my schedule, but I'm hoping to be able to still do it. But yeah, so you can either run it, you can bike it, you can do whatever you want. Honestly, there's no rules here. This is all, like you said, it's all about supporting a great cause. And the DDPY marathon is a lot of fun. 5 consecutive back-to-back 45-minute workouts, right? So you get a little 15-minute break in between. You don't have to do all of them. You can pick and choose which ones you want. 5 different instructors. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
and well, hey, do the run and do the DDPY. Why not? Both. Just go all out for one. It's just one day, and it's for a great cause. Get a cool T-shirt. You get a medal, all of that stuff.
He's got some great stuff. I mean, the sweatshirts, this is from last year. He's got a new design. And the medal's great. It's in the back, hanging up. It's actually really nice. So yeah, he did a great job. And this is Ryan Nichols. I'm sure you're familiar with Ryan, right? Very involved with the design of the shirts, the logo, the website. So a lot of great stuff there. pretty cool.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like for the last couple of months, I've done nothing but promote Travis's stuff. This one, I'm not bitter about. Travis, you don't have to send a check for this one. I'm all about supporting Smitty's run for a good cause here. So, Bruce, what do you say we move this boat show along and do some rapid fire questions?
Let's do it. Bring it on.
All right, just a second here. I am going to go ahead and give myself a break here.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey. So Reddit has AMA, Community Chronicles has AMG.
What?
So for this episode, because a special treat to Bruce, a little break for myself, we are going to let Anne-Marie Gray take care of the rapid fire. And I just sit back here on mute.
Wow. This is going to be interesting. All right.
All right. Just let me know when you guys are ready.
Well, that's a good shirt you got on, by the way. I like that.
I know. I thought it was perfect for the event here.
Absolutely.
All right. This is rapid fire questions.
I'm a little nervous. I'm not afraid to admit. I'm not. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Here we go.
I'll go gentle at first. So, what is your favorite taco meat?
Well, I think it depends on the shell. So, I mean, if we want to get all fancy and everything. So, whenever I'm going.
Rapid fire for a reason, Bruce.
Yeah. What's that mean? I'm going to take my time. I like to do actually combination of ground beef and pork for a hard corn shell, right? And either chicken or fish soft taco.
Onto our Health 360.
I actually did a fish taco for dinner tonight. I can share the recipe. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Just don't leave the fire unattended like you did in the egg video. Okay. Question number 2. Pat's or Geno's for cheesesteak?
Is neither an answer? Because that's my answer. They're the worst.
What do you go? The one like 3 blocks away? What's the one you go to?
All right. Jim's on South Street is where you want to go. Or Delisandro's is another good one. But Geno's and Pat's, that's touristy. You only go there if you're not familiar with the other ones. So, or you're really drunk, which I've done many times. So.
All right. Next one. If you had to bring 3 people from the community to a desert island for a reality TV show, who would you bring?
Oh, man. Reality TV, huh? Wow. So we need a lot of drama. I'm guessing, right? So we need make it fun, a lot of fun. I think you'd be a good candidate for that. Definitely. You know, a lot of fun there. We probably could go. Man, this is tough. You caught me off guard on this one. I know it's rapid fire, but I gotta. This is tough. Let's go with. How about Tom Wallen? He can bring He can bring his blanket with him. His new face blanket. And he's a doctor on top of it, right? So if we get hurt,
he can save our lives.
He can help out there. And then I guess for the third person, how about let's go with Dobbins, right? I mean, the guy could hunt. He could cook up lots of
very resourceful.
Yeah, very resourceful. All right, how about that? Those are my 3.
Heck yeah! All right, what is your biggest fear?
Biggest fear. Well, as much as I hate to admit this,
Ooh.
I am deadly scared of roller coasters.
All right.
I had a little bit of an event when I was younger, and it kind of left a little mental scar. Trying to work through it, Trying to work through it. Deep breaths, right?
I think you need some like reality therapy, just force you to go on the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Exposure. All right, number 5. What is your spirit animal?
Spirit animal. I looked into this one time, and it came back a little undetermined. But I'm going to say bear. I'll go with the bear.
All right, I got you. Do you like hard or soft tacos?
Oh, we're back to the taco question. All right. Ooh. I think I already kind of covered this. It depends. So now I say it depends on the meat. No, I'm going to say I definitely prefer a hard shell. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah.
All right. What would your Secret Service code name be?
Oh my goodness. Secret Service code name.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Yes. Wow. Is this like you mean like a number, like kind of 007 type thing, or what are we talking about?
No, a name.
A name. I don't even know. I like how I'm watching Anthony's just like terrible. How about Dad
All right. What's different?
or Daddy-O?
Daddy-O. Do you have any hidden talents, Daddy-O?
Hidden talents. Yeah, I guess I am kind of musical. I pick up instruments pretty quick. So self-taught myself, guitar, drums. Don't really play as much as I used to, but yeah. So I guess that's a hidden talent, I guess.
Okay. All right, the last 2. What is the worst advice you've ever been given?
Let's go with have one more drink.
All right, what is the best advice you've ever been given?
A couple of things, I guess, come to mind. One of the coolest things I think I ever heard way back when is that we become the average of the 5 people that we hang out with the most. Yeah, so inner circle type thing. So refining your inner circle, and then I guess, but really find what works for you, right? I mean, when it comes down to this health journey, there's no one way to do all this stuff, right? I mean, we love DDP yoga, but there's a lot of different ways we can move our bodies, a lot of different health plans, a lot of different things, right? So find what works for you and stick with it.
Good shit. Oops. All right, cool.
So, right, we can curse here because after that rapid fire round, there's nobody left. But
Come on, these were tough questions, man.
I'm joking, Bruce. You did a great job.
Put me on the spot.
Took a little longer than most, but it was there's some good answers in there, and I greatly appreciate you, Anne-Marie, for jumping in here and surprising Bruce.
Yes.
I was hoping that he'd just be more open and candid with you, but no, he is deliberate and needs to have a well thought out response for each question. I respect that.
Those were some tough questions.
Well, you haven't watched enough. The last 2 are always the same, if you haven't caught that part yet. But yes, a lot of taco-centric and the questions there, but I appreciate and I agreed. And I'm about to go mix some beef with some pork for a crunchy taco right now because
heck yeah.
Actually, and I should have refined it. Add some chorizo, too, if you really want to spice it up, man.
Wow. Well, I'm in North Dakota. We have bacon. I suppose I can put some cumin on some bacon. We'll call it the same thing. But anyway, Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Thank
Got
you.
just a couple orders of business left here, Bruce. We ask everybody that comes on our show to pick a member or two of the DDPY community that deserves a little bit of recognition. So give them a shout out and tell us why.
Well, I definitely have to start with my accountability crew. I mean, I have, we call ourselves the Inglorious Bastards. Okay, so Mike Phelps, Rob Ramsey, Jake Order, and the Tiger King himself, Scott French. So we kind of have a really group. We keep in close contact with each other, help each other through tough times, motivate, all that good stuff, right? So definitely got to give them a shout out. I mean, this lady right here has been a big help to me. With set right up here, right? The 6 inches between the ears. I've shifted my focus a lot this last year, just trying to up my mental game. You know, and your group in itself, the meditations have really helped me. So thank you very much for all your help. And our other sister, Stacy Pogorski. You know, these two are like my little sisters. Like we always hang out and talk about stuff behind the scenes. So. And then I have to give a shout out to Bob Fridley. If you're not familiar with Bob, this guy is a warrior to no end. I've known Bob for quite some time, and the dude just keeps going through all kind of challenges. It's impressive, man, to see this guy just keep going no matter what roadblock challenge life throws at him. He's tough as nails, man. So definitely got to give him a shout out. So
big props. A lot of names that we hear often. Either I'm just only interviewing my friends, or these are people who are key parts of many people's lives. So some good shout outs there.
Dude, I want to give you a shout out too, because I mean, honestly, I know you think this is just like a little project that you do and everything, but honestly, the show's great, man. Like you do a great job, and you've exposed a lot of amazing people that would normally not, you know, get their time, their 15 minutes. So
that's a lot of you just need to realize that you're worth it, right? You're worth listening to, and people will dig it. I'm just a conduit.
No, but you're doing a great thing, man. Like, you know, honestly. So thank you.
Well, one last order of business that we ask everybody here to do, and that's give us a bang to close her down.
Ooh.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to do this tomorrow. Peace.
See you.